Good evening there, folks. Now, I say evening. If this works out right, it should be about 8 p.m. on Saturday evening. We're now on Friday, probably mid-afternoon, early afternoon, because I'm going out in Liverpool later for the day. But I'm trying to record this to put out on Saturday evening at about 8. There'll be one following it about 8:30. And it's in my series, I can't remember what the series is called, I've put the bins on for this, called Who Do I Watch? Now, I've got my own YouTube channel. It's been running for about 8 months now. It's relatively new. I live in the northwest of England. I'm in my early 60s. I go under the moniker of Britain's grumpiest old git. I don't always come across that way, but when I need to, I can be grumpy. Don't you worry about that. It's a channel unlike any other. It's got more content in such a short period than any other you'll ever find. But what it's also got, or should I say it hasn't got all the time put into it that everybody puts into their channels on their YouTube. E.g., it hasn't got your sparkling graphics. It hasn't got any fancy editing. It's got no background music. It's got nothing really. It's just me talking in this here studio about all manner of subjects. And I'm doing this series now about how I got started on a YouTube channel. And I started it by Who Do I Watch? And I started watching YouTube about 18-20 months ago now, and the one I'm going to do now is the third person I ever seen when I started watching YouTube. And funnily enough, weird as it seems, this is one that's really firstly very, very close to home, and this is the channel that I'm going to discuss in a minute that got me thinking I could probably do that, and I'll explain why. But before I go any further, let me hold this up for you to see. You can hold this, you can put this on hold if you want to. I read it anyway, and I'm going to read it to you now. Basically what it says is this. If you've just watched my review on a channel that you follow, that is this review that I'm going to do in a moment on a channel that you follow, presented by a presenter that you no doubt love, because you've probably followed him for many a month or even many a year, please, this is me saying it to you, please, before having a go at me, watch my video that I put out on Thursday evening on my channel at 8 p.m. entitled Why Did I Start a YouTube Channel? That's why did I start a YouTube channel? Because what I'm going to do over the next 4 or 5 days, I started last night, Friday evening, I'm going to talk about 10 or 11 channels that I've watched over the last 20 months or so that's got me into watching YouTube. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to critique all the channels. I did one yesterday where I did nothing but praise at all. I couldn't find anything to call. But I'm going to give you pluses and minuses from my point of view on these channels that I watch. And I'm going to give you the reasons that I've taken inspiration one way or another from them. But as I said in a video I did yesterday, people that follow a certain channel get to like, one, the channel, and number two, the presenter more than anything else. And they won't have anybody having a pop at that presenter, be it male or female. If I say 10 things about the presenter I'm going to discuss in a moment, and 2 of them are negative and 8 are positive, people that follow the channel won't look at the positives at all. They'll just look at the negatives, because it's what we do in there, Great Britain. And they'll be jumping down my throat, telling me I shouldn't say this, I shouldn't say that, blah, 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 blah. The channel presenters would also say the same if they see this video, and hopefully they will in time. But I'll say, as I've said in the past, nothing that I'm going to say about this or any other channel in the series is coming from a bad place, a nasty place, an envious or a jealous place. My channel is 8 months old. I've got about nearly 1,300 subscribers. I've done very, very well in a very, very, very short time, because I've done it without the help of anybody whatsoever. I've had no friends, relations or anybody passing my channel on to other people. It's all come by word of mouth, because people have seen me online and jumped on board. My channel's different than anything else, as I say. It's had no money spent on it at all. I work full time, but I also run the channel. But on a daily basis, I put out anything from 4 or 5 videos on a bad day to 12 or 13 or even 14 on a very, 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 very busy day. And trust me, they are busy. A hell of a lot goes into the channel that you wouldn't see, as in research and so on and so forth. But I work without a safety net, no script, no nothing. I just talk about a massive, massive range of subjects. I talk mainly about people in the media, especially those that I think are still in a living that are crap at what they do. I also talk about some really, really serious subjects, and I also try to interject a lot of fun and a lot of comedy into things. They're things that are often made up in my head, I just make things up regarding news that's available today. I put different slants on it. Some like it, some don't. If you're happy and you think this is something different, you like it yourself, just jump on board, no problem at all. But I think many of you, when they listen to the videos in this series of 11, won't want to do that because they'll think, who are you to call this person or persons? But anyway, I'm just going to tell you what I see, and here's my review. Anyway, the channel, you know what I'm going to review today because it's in the thumbnail. It's Geoff Carter. Now, Geoff Carter is a well-known DJ in that there Warrington. I'll say this there Warrington because I actually live in the same town, which is weird. Geoff is a very well-known personality throughout the town because he's been on a couple of TV shows in the long distant past, things like Blind Dates and so on and so forth. He's been a DJ in the town for many a year. As I say, he's a well-known personality is probably the wrong word, but people know him. It's weird. It's a small town. It's a small world. I have actually one of my very best friends is an ex-girlfriend of Geoff's, but he doesn't know me and I don't know him. I know his face. I know who he is. He might have seen my face. One of his friends is a very good friend of mine, but I'm not friendly with Geoff. That said, I've got nothing against him whatsoever, nothing at all. Now, Geoff, let me look at the figures because I've done this with everybody. Geoff's channel, let me have a look at it. Oh, where's Geoff now? There he is. Started out on February 2007, and as of the last couple of days, he had 51,000 subscribers, so he's doing very well. I think Geoff doesn't do as many videos as most of the people that I tend to watch. These times he's away. I mean, in the last 18-20 months that I've been looking at YouTube, these times you might not hear from Geoff for 2 or 3 months. Then he'll go on a holiday somewhere, often the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 week holidays. I think he's in Thailand at the moment or somewhere in the Far East, and he'll do various videos on that. And many of them get watched by 20, 30, 50,000 people. I am envious of that because I get nothing like that, but not in a bad way. You know, good luck to him. Good luck, 100% good luck to him. And he's very close to another well-known YouTuber called the Macmaster, who, it turns out, will be featured in a later review that I'm going to do, because that's another one of the channels that I bump into from time to time, but more about that further down the line. But anyway, Geoff was probably, this is third in my series. He might not have been the third person I actually saw on YouTube. He might have been the 4th or 5th. I don't see as many as Geoff videos as most people would. I may have subscribed, but I'm not sure that I have. But I don't see many of Geoff's videos. I've probably seen 3 or 4 all the way through. I've seen a couple of the cooking videos he's done, because he cooks from home. I've seen a couple, no, in fact I've seen more than 3 or 4. I've seen a few that he's done with the Macmaster. I've seen them all the way through when they've been maybe in Blackpool or maybe when they've been in Warrington, which is where I'm from. And I've quite enjoyed them. And I quite like Geoff, you know, no problems with him at all. But I was watching Geoff and I thought to myself, I seen him on screen and I thought, well, we're of about the same age. In fact, there might be a year or 2 years between us and I don't know which way. But I thought, well, I always am, is it self-deprecating? I think the word is, always doing myself down. I always need a haircut. I need another one now. Next time you see me, it probably will be cut. I've got the circles under my eyes. I've got the bags. The teeth aren't what I'd like them to be, but I've had no work done to nothing. For me age, because I'm early 60s, I think I'm still all right. There's worse out there. I don't mean looks-wise. I mean age-looking-wise. I don't mean beauty and all that palaver. I'm no oil painting. I know that. But I look all right for my age. Geoff, on screen, looks, I would suggest, a little bit older than myself. I think got a more lived-in face even than me. I'm not doing you down at all there, Geoff, in any way, shape or form. But I thought, well, if Geoff's happy enough to be on camera and do close-ups and stuff, why should I not be? Because when I started doing my channel, I did the first sort of 3 or 4 days. And as I say, I'm a technophobe, I don't know what I'm doing. But I recorded 2 or 3 videos and I thought, I can't put that out. Can't put that out. I couldn't believe how I looked. And I know how I look, but I couldn't believe it. And I'm thinking, I can't have myself on screens in front of people or on TVs in front of people. I'm thinking, some people are going to have 60-inch tellies in their homes and they're going to have my mush on there. And I thought, I can't do that. Anyway, after doing 2 or 3 and wiping them, I thought, I'm just going to do it. If you don't do it, you're never going to do it. And I wanted to start something and I wanted to have a go at YouTubing in my own way. And as I say, not spending anywhere near the money that Geoff and all those other people I'm going to review do by any means, but still in my own way putting every bit as much time in there, and still in my own way trying to put some decent content out there that some people might be interested in. And thus far it is working, which is grand. I'm over the moon with it. But, I mean, the first week I was doing videos, I hated it. I felt awful. And then by week 2, a bit better. And after a month, I just thought, it's just what I do now, just do it. And that was it, and I've just carried it on. But Geoff, in many ways, gave me a bit more confidence, because I thought, well, you know, I'm no oil painting, but neither is Geoff. I thought, I've got no catchphrases as such. Geoff has got a few. But I think to myself, a few of the things that Geoff uses, I think, and I'm not having a pop here at all, are pretty sort of lameish and not that great. And I thought, well, if Geoff can get away with what Geoff's doing and have thousands of followers and have videos watched thousands of times, then there's a chance for me. And also I found with Geoff's one unlike the rest, considering Geoff's a DJ by trade and a very well-known DJ. I'm pretty good at it, by the way. I've been in do's where Geoff's been DJing in the past. And I mean, he's done really well. He's had residences in Manchester. I think he used to the Tower Ballroom a long time ago, if memory serves. I think I've been in there when he's been doing the Tower Ballroom in that there Blackpool. So he's done well for himself. There's many times when he's on camera and I think he's lost for words. You know, I mean, he doesn't work with the script. I don't myself. But even when he's just describing this, that, or the other, there's times he seems lost, and I'm thinking, well, if you can get lost, Geoff, and can carry on and just carry on with the video and get through it and then put it out there, you know, it just tells me you don't have to be word perfect. You don't have to be sort of, as in an actor, you don't have to be brilliant in any way, shape or form. If people like you and people like the content, and if people react to you and get to feel something for you, you'll be successful. And he has been, and he is, and good luck to him. And I don't think he's like many of the other YouTubers are doing it for a living. I think he's doing it because he likes it. He's getting a bit of extra dosh for it, because obviously it's monetised, but probably no great shakes because he doesn't put loads of stuff out there. But I think he just enjoys it, enjoys the process, and enjoys what he does. That comes across in many of his holiday videos to me. I've seen a few that he's done in Manchester, where he'll go out in Manchester on his own for the day. I think he did one. Was it a Thai? I think it was like an outdoor festival. I think it was a Thai festival in Manchester around about probably October, November time early on this year. He really enjoyed it. It was really, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. And he looked to be really, really into it. And I think he just likes the medium of YouTube and the fact that it can connect with people. And I think, you know, so I think to myself, yeah, I can do that. And it gave me a hell of a lot of confidence in giving it a go. So I think I probably owe Geoff probably more than most anybody else, to be honest with you. One thing I will say about the channel I don't get, and I've not been keen on, is he'll often do food reviews. I think his food reviews, to an extent, aren't as good as some people's. But I like what he says at the end more than most people. But the one thing I'll say about Geoff's food reviews that I don't like, and I don't get it at all, but his people do it, is he'll have his food and he'll say, right, well, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. I want you to mark it at home. You've seen it. What would you give it out of 10? And I'm thinking, how on earth can anyone mark it out of 10 with him? That's it. Now, I do know what he means. How does it look presentation-wise? And I've given you the price. What would you think that's worth out of 10 if you marked it? But I still think to myself, how on earth can you give a marking out of 10 without eating it? You can have the best-looking food in the world. It can taste cack. You can have food that isn't presented particularly well. You can eat it and you can think, my God, that's probably the best thing I've tasted for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And looking at it, it didn't look that much. No, I'm not so sure, Geoff, they should be marking from home. They've got to eat it first. They've got to go down there, eat it, then come back on your channel, look for the video and let you know what they thought of it when they went there. That's what I think. But hey, who am I? What do I know? But anyway, he's doing well and good luck to him. No problems with him whatsoever. And that's it on this one.